going to every Universal and Disney theme park in Orlando, including the water park. How do you feel? That's 8 theme parks in just 15 hours.
I'm an old pro at Disney World. You ever been?
I've never heard of it. We have to make it on the most popular ride at every single stop.
I think Rise of the Resistance is down.
We'll be navigating massive theme parks, the actual streets of Orlando, and potentially hours-long waits for these rides. Well, you probably won't be going to 8 theme parks in one day. We are going to give you a lot of tips on how park hopping works in this video, as well as how to make the most of your time in each park and get on those most popular rides with as little wait as possible.
We're at Universal already.
I've been awake since 4.
I've been awake since 5, so this should be fun.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Lots of people are at Universal at 7 a.m., huh? It's really busy.
It's busy. I'm so glad we got here.
We are going to be in some long lines of security, I'll tell you that. So at Universal, you do park in parking decks. We are headed, of course, to Volcano Bay, as well as both of the Universal parks today. We do have early entry because we're annual pass holders, so we're taking advantage of that this morning and can get into Universal's Islands of Adventure an hour before it opens to everyone else well, it opens at, we get to get in at 8 a.m. I'm not awake yet. I'm working on it. All right, we are rolling through City Walk at this time. This is Universal's shopping and dining area on our way to Universal's Islands of Adventure. This is the second Universal theme park, opened in the 90s. It's themed around different themed islands that you go to and experience different, intellectual property. We are headed to the most popular ride in this park, which is going to be Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, all the way back in Harry Potter World. It's at the very back of the park, and of course it's very popular. In fact, I would venture to guess that all these people are also headed there. So hopefully it doesn't take us too long and we can get over to Universal Studios around the time that it opens at 9 a.m. Rope drop means arriving before a park opens so that you are one of the first people in the park. Rope drop here at Islands of Adventure, pretty intense even on a Tuesday in February. We've got the line coming all the way out of the ticket booths. People are lined up all the way in there. So it's 7:36, so we're gonna stay here and drink our Dunkin'.
All the way from Scotland, coming in to see the honorary family of the day.
Why aren't we the honorary family of the day?
Probably because it's Valentine's Day and it's the two of us.
All right, it's 7:53. Early entry technically officially starts at 8, but they started admitting people at 7:45 on the dot. It took us about 6 minutes to get through the line at the front, so getting there at 7:36, the line was pretty short for us. You can see there's a lot of people heading in right now. Early entry is available to some annual pass holders and hotel guests at Universal Hotels. So that's what this crowd is coming from. We have gotten to Hagrid's at 8:11 before and waited an hour, right? So we are hoping that we'll beat the rush a little here and be able to get on Hagrid's with less of a wait. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure is the most popular ride in this park. Probably the most popular ride across Universal, even since Velocicoaster opened. And it's a very, very cool ride. A great way to start the day. I think it'll energize us to do 8 parks, including water parks today. It's so cold. If you are rope dropping Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, whether for early entry or when the park fully opens, you're going to want to head to the right through Seuss Landing when you enter the park, through Lost Continent, and then you will see some cast members directing you. Ooh. All right, so the line does twist back into Lost Continent. Do not be scared when you see this. They likely haven't filled the queue yet for Hagrid's because the park isn't fully open. They're just letting people kind of fill out in this extra area. I've never seen it this short at rope drop. This is the shortest we've ever made it. Typically, by the time Emma and I arrive, at 8:08, it wraps all the way through here, around and into this Poseidon's Fury Stadium, and around in there before coming back out. So this is pretty short. So we'll see how long it takes. All right, we're making it into Hogsmeade now. Something we've done to save time is we left our bags in the car. Because if you are not using a waist bag, like a fanny pack or a belt bag, then you do have to put your bag in a locker at Universal for most attractions. So we did not bring fanny packs today, and we have bigger bags for later, for all the water parks and things like that. So we opted to just go with stuff in our pockets. When we're here for Universal Day, we often bring fanny packs so that we don't have to stop by the lockers. There are a few rides this trick won't work on. Some rides you do have to go through metal detectors like Rip Ride Rocket and Velocicoaster, but most rides, if you have a fanny pack, you can just skip the lockers and go ahead and ride. So we're gonna save a little time here.
All right, so we've been walking for about 20 minutes at this point. We are fully walking through the queue. They had not fully opened the queue when we first got here, just like we kind of assumed. So we made it pretty far without stopping. We just now stopped, and it's not too far from the room where you get on the ride. And now she's working on lightning lanes for the rest of our day.
Going to eat parks.
Very, very fun. Yeah, it literally, like, it makes me so happy. So that's what we would like to do. And what's a better iconic treat than butterbeer here at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter? This is a butterscotchy beverage that has a nice foam on top. It's a little bit like a cream soda with some butterscotch notes. Very sweet, but very delicious and iconic from the Harry Potter movies and books. You can get it at a lot of places in Harry Potter World, including at the butterbeer carts, as well as indoors at the table service restaurants like Three Broomsticks. Now they do have it in frozen, cold, or hot. We would love to have hot today, but instead we are having cold because they only have cold and frozen at the carts. Hot, you can only get inside. We've acquired our iconic snack. It's butterbeer. You want to review it?
It's cold. I love this, so yes, please. This one's just the cold one. We traditionally will get the frozen one or the hot one. I don't know if we've gotten just the cold one.
No, which is actually my favorite of the three.
I like the cold one. It is definitely my
It's
least
between that one and the
favorite.
hot one.
No, this one's definitely my least favorite. It's just heavy on that butterscotch flavor, but for some reason I don't like the marshmallow topping with this. It leaves like a weird film in my mouth, where the other two don't.
See, I have the
why that
exact opposite experience. One, I love butterscotch, so I like that it's more butterscotchy, and two, I like that you can taste the foam more on this one. Two types of people.
Interesting.
Try all the butterbeers. You're on vacation. Nothing's
Have all
stopping
three
you.
at once. Let's start with the hot one.
But something is stopping us because we do have to go to 7 more theme parks today. So we are actually technically getting a bonus ride in here at Islands of Adventure, and that's because we are going to take the Hogwarts Express over to Universal Studios. This is a very unique attraction where you actually ride the Hogwarts Express between the 2 theme parks to arrive in the other Harry Potter world that's over at Universal Studios. This is a really great option if you have rope dropped. Go ahead and rope drop Hagrid's and then hop straight on the Hogwarts Express. It'll have one of the shortest waits of the whole day at just 10 minutes to cross. And you'll be able to get on Gringotts a little bit earlier because you'll make it into the park so early when you get on the Hogwarts Express. That park's not even open. It's 8:53 right now. So we should be getting over there just after 9. Gringotts, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts is at the very back of the park, so hopefully we'll be a good chunk of people there and not have to wait as long. Now, one thing to note about this ride is that you do need park-to-park admission. With a 2-park annual pass, you will have park-to-park admission, but with a regular day ticket, you do have to add that on. If you want to ride the Hogwarts Express at all, you have to have park-to-park admission. Since it is taking you between one theme park and the other. It's a great trick, great way to get people to want to park hop during their day at Universal, and works on me pretty much every time friends come to visit.
Yeah.
We get park to park.
They also make it really convenient, so if you decide day of you do want to do it, you can just buy your ticket or upgrade right there.
Yep, it's too convenient. But yeah, this is it's looking like it's going to be pretty much a walk on here for Hogwarts Express. That 10-minute wait is probably just waiting for the train to get back over here. So typically when I wait for the Hogwarts Express on this side, I wait through this entire queue in here. But since we're going so early, we're going up. A lot of the strategies we're going to use today are going to be the kind of thing that is really unique to our situation. This is not. This is a great way to road drop Universal Studios, ride Hagrid's first thing, and then head over to Universal Studios to ride Gringotts and get some Harry Potter in over there before the lines get really long. This is the most popular part of the park. I'm out of breath. Walking upstairs, and I was sipping my butterbeer. Wow, and we walked right up and the train was actually here. We're immediately walking on. Very unique.
All right, it is 9:04. We just made it over to Universal Studios. Quincy is actively working on our Flight of Passage lightning lane, which we should have pulled like 4 minutes ago, but we had no service on the Hogwarts Express. Snafu of the day. It only took an hour, 2 hours. So the best part about us starting on the Hogwarts Express means that we are coming out right here in London at the Wizarding World. So we are able to skip a lot of people who are still trying to even get into this park and head straight back to one of the most popular rides, which is Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. And it's not looking crazy busy. If you haven't had the chance to check out Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, it is an indoor coaster where you get to go inside the Gringotts Bank and chaos ensues. You're gonna see characters like Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and then even some baddies like Voldemort and Bellatrix. It's pretty exciting. It's one of my favorite rides at Universal, and I think it's pretty comparable to things like Guardians of the Galaxy over at Epcot.
All right, so we did just get our boarding group called for Guardians.
Yeah, there it is right there.
So we are at Universal Studios. I don't know if you noticed.
Do you think that we're gonna make it?
In the next hour?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's possible.
We still have to go to Volcano Bay.
Yeah. So this is, of course, a little bit of a hiccup for us. However, unlike individual lightning lanes, virtual queue boarding groups can be a little more flexible if you have other plans. For instance, if you have a dining reservation, you are supposed to prioritize that dining reservation. So when we do get to Epcot a little bit later, we will nicely ask if they can accommodate us. And if not, we may be in a little bit of a panic situation. We may have to do a different popular ride. But if they can accommodate us, they might do their best to do so.
How did you get it here?
We haven't seen
Well,
you.
so don't let me keep you from your tour. I just need to pick up a few things and I'll be on my way.
Glasses secure. Faces, glasses. On. They're on. This is it. We have glasses. Good night.
That's Gringotts. What time is it?
9:26.
9:26.
Great time so far.
Yeah, so we've already ridden, and the park's only been open for 26 minutes.
Yep.
We're now going to find an iconic eat. We don't
We're
really...
a little bit confused on this one.
Yeah, Universal is not like Disney in that they don't have like a ton of iconic eats everywhere. Like there's not things that have been made famous. We have some of our favorite things. Like for me, one of the most iconic things here is a jacket potato.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people would agree with that, but
We're
a shepherd's
also-
pie jacket potato on a cold day like today.
Sounds amazing. We also don't know if it's open yet.
No.
We're gonna go find out right now.
We discussed maybe like Florian Fortescue's, but that one's really just ice cream. Everything's really sweet.
There's a ton of sugar.
Yeah, they have
early
the brookie.
morning.
The brookie's iconic here, but a brookie you can get anywhere. And look, it's still posted 15, but you can definitely see the lockers are backing up now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go hopefully get a jacket potato before we go swimming.
Oh.
It's open? Oh my god, yes!
Opening it, I think, actively right now.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Maybe
Shepherd's pie or give us death.
give us shepherd's pie or give us death. We were the first people to visit this food location. It is 9:30 a.m. We did buy a baked
I
potato.
love savory breakfast.
We got the shepherd's pie loaded potato, which is both of our favorites. They also have broccoli and cheese and a beans and cheese, which both are very good as well. But the shepherd's pie is where it's at.
This one sells out a lot more frequently than the other two.
Yeah.
The other two are delicious, so don't feel discouraged, but this
Yeah.
is the best.
Yep. Oh, they also have regular loaded if you're just like a standard potato man. And basically like soupy, gravy beef with cheese in a beautifully baked potato. If you're at Universal and it's a little chilly, I cannot recommend something better, but I
I eat this in pot.
eat this in like 100-degree weather. I have come here to Universal on an 85-degree day specifically to have a potato and Florian Fortescue's ice cream. And I'll do it again.
I'm realizing right now everything you described is Breed Love's nightmare.
Oh my god,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, Breed Love.
Sorry, Breed Love. We are now employing an advanced tactic. This is called the Potato. Potato on the go.
It's easy, it's quick, it's accessible, and you can get to a water park on time.
And that's the potato. Shove your potato in your mouth so you can go to Volcano Bay.
And I know that everybody has this problem.
Yes.
Like we do.
Everyone is speed walking out of Universal before 10 a.m. so they can get to a water park on time.
Yeah, and we respect that. We're here to help.
We're here to help you with these situations because we have a lot to do today. Yep, and now we're going to a water park that neither of us have ever been to.
No, we have not.
Universal's Volcano Bay.
It's going to be interesting for sure.
We do have a little hiccup here because both of us only have 2 park annual passes, and we are upgrading to 3 park annual passes for this so that we can potentially do Volcano Bay videos in the future.
Volcano Bay.
But we do have to stop by guest services and do that. So
Which will take some time.
because it always does, doesn't it?
That's our luck.
Now, if you're going to guest services in Disney World or Universal, that's going to be your one-stop shop for things that go wrong. If you have an issue with your ticket, if you lost something, anything like that, if you lost your ticket, you can go to guest services.
Team members here at Universal, cast members at Disney will be happy to help you. Do expect to wait a little bit because every issue is a case-by-case issue. Cast members and team members do spend a significant amount of time with each party, which is a great benefit when you are one of the parties they're spending times with, but it can slow down the lines a little bit. So just be patient when you're headed to these. Team members and cast members want everything to work out and for you to be happy when you leave. We are done with Universal Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. We now have the long and arduous journey from the theme parks to Volcano Bay. We're keeping track of how difficult this is because this is something a lot of people might do, is hop from the theme parks on a chillier morning to a less crowded Volcano Bay once it gets hot in the afternoon. It is luckily starting to get hot, although maybe not hot enough to be on a water slide.
I don't know.
But that's okay. We do what we must for the challenge. So now we do have to walk through City Walk, the shopping and dining district, into the parking deck areas, back through security. Everybody's coming in right now. No one's going the direction we're going. And then we have to go down to the bottom floor of the parking deck to catch a shuttle to Volcano Bay. Something we did this morning to help us out a little bit at this particular time is instead of parking at theme park parking, we parked at Volcano Bay parking, which meant a little bit of a longer trek this morning before the park opened, but it sets us up for success now.
Yeah,
and
a smaller trek later.
Yes, and we can stop by the car to trade out the items that we have with us and our outfits, because this is not water park material, although we are both already in our bathing suits.
That's true.
Now we do have to stop by the car, but if you do not need to stop by your car, you can head down this way to the right of security as you're coming out of the parks and head down to all bus transportation to the resort hotels and Volcano Bay. All right, if you are headed to Volcano Bay, you'll be parking on the bottom floor of Cat in the Hat. And then on the opposite side, we just came from attractions upstairs, but on the opposite side of the parking deck, you can see down there, those are the shuttles to Volcano Bay. So it is currently 10:39. It took us about another 20 minutes to get from, or 15, to get from guest services out to our car. And then we got to get on the Volcano Bay shuttle. We're at the back seat of my car, aka the hub of our challenge today. We didn't have this luxury when we crossed the country.
No, we didn't.
We were using lockers. But this is nice.
I have everything. I feel like I'm good.
I'm looking for sunscreen. Oh my god.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We're really gonna need that. We're having a snack in every park.
All right, Volcano Bay. Here we come. We're headed over to the shuttle. Just here on this bus. There are always buses pulled up here, so I'm pretty sure you won't have to wait, but we'll see how long we sit here. Emma and I swimwear. Emma has gone for a linen shirt. Very nice. Very good, big sandals. Now there are some hotels here at Universal where you can walk to Volcano Bay. So if you're a big water parks person, those might be a good option during your Universal. Those might be a good option during your Universal vacation. Our shuttle ride is 8 minutes. Look, Shrek. Thanks. Love him. We did go through security here at Volcano Bay. If it's a crowded day, you might go through security back at the parking deck. It kind of depends. But we went through security once we arrived here, and now we are headed into the park. And everything's very tropical, except for the fact that it's 60 degrees. We were at a bus stop, and now suddenly we are in a cave. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, definitely Kong Skull Island vibes. But the queue for Kong Skull Island is very cool.
It's scary. This is better.
This is really cool. I've heard crazy good things about Volcano Bay.
Best day ever here.
We should do a best day ever here.
I'm not even a water park person, and I want to do a best day ever.
We have not even put our ticket. Like, we haven't even scanned into the park.
Literally just based on
We are literally just in a tunnel. This chunky bracelet is the Tapu Tapu. This is something that every single guest gets here at Volcano Bay. It's similar in a lot of ways to a Magic Band for my Disney people, but it is like touchscreen. There is this little screen, and I can literally tell it that I want to see the next tip, and it'll show me the next tip, kind of. Oh yeah, it's working. Visit a slide totem and put me in a line. So the rides here at Volcano Bay are primarily virtually queue oriented. So you just go scan your Tapu Tapu, and then you don't have to wait in a physical line. You can go drink, have an ice cream, and then go back to the ride when it's ready for you.
as long as you won't get a cramp from that ice cream. Emma's putting my Tapu Tapu on for me because I could not figure it out.
Okay, mine.
Parents, this is what your future is going to look like if you take your kids to Volcano Bay. Well, actually, I guess this is the kid POV that I'm filming from.
This is the kid POV.
Volcano Bay is Universal's only water park. It is a water theme park, so it does apply to our challenge today. It is a huge water park. Sand, pools, slides, tropical vibes. They've got special eats, special drinks, a lot to see here, including a free fall body plunge slide that looks absolutely horrifying at the top of the volcano. Luckily, that's not the most popular slide here.
I'm not doing that.
It's good because it's not the most popular slide here. If you want to see Emma do that, let us know in the comments, and she will. And she definitely will do it on her best day ever. She'll do it. My biggest tip about going to water parks in Orlando is that the winter is the time to go. It typically gets up to the 80s in like February and December. There can be exceptions to that where it's chilly, so make sure you're checking the weather. But they're usually not very crowded. You'll have an entire pretty much water park with only a few hundred people instead of the thousands that flock here during the hot summer days. And it's still warm enough to have fun swimming. This is Waturi Beach. It is a wave pool here at Volcano Bay, but also not the most popular attraction. Many of the pools and the slides are like counted as attractions, but there is an actual true water coaster here. A very true attraction. It is the most popular experience here at Volcano Bay because more people can do it than that really scary free fall body plunge ride. Now our team has also had the experience that Volcano Bay has actually really amazing food, and you'll see the fare they have here is not what you might expect of a water park. Coconut curry chicken, mango barbecue pulled pork sandwich, pepperoni pizza, and they've got an iconic treat we're gonna try out. But after we see how long the wait is for a slide. A couple of things are under construction right now because it is the off season. Some of the food stands are closed, but again, no crowds. So kind of pick your poison with water parks. One thing I'll also say about Volcano Bay is this is way, way bigger than Disney water parks. Like, we probably could have already walked across the whole thing by now at either of the Disney water parks. Also, I was expecting this to feel a little, like less immersive because I cannot stress to you how close to I-4 we are right now. Like literally every day you drive down I-4, you drive past the volcano. We do it all the time. We might be able to catch it on the way to Disney World to show you how close this is to I-4. I can't hear or see the highway at any point at all. I'd imagine that maybe at the top of the volcano you can. So this is the Krakatoa Aqua Coaster, greater than any man-made thrill. It is super cool. It's a aqua coaster that uses magnets to propel you at different points, so you do actually go up and down. It's very fast, very fun. This is going to be the most popular ride in the park because more people can enjoy it than some of the things like the plunge slides. So that's what we are about to head on. Now the cool thing about the Tapu Tapu is that you have here, and when you're ready to put into a line, you go to their line kiosks and you just tap on. It says it's a 35-minute wait. Great. We're tapped in. We now have a 35-minute wait for Krakatoa Aqua Coaster. When that wait is done, it'll tell us, it'll buzz on our wrist and tell us that we can return at any time, which is really, really cool. It helps to keep shorter physical lines. It helps to make sure that you get to spend more of your time lounging, having some of that amazing food and drink. And Emma and I absolutely love it. But first, we're gonna stop by these lockers because we do have some stuff with us. These lockers. So the locker stations offer both family lockers, and then there are mini lockers as well. There they are. Minis. Perfect for us. All right, now the mini lockers were $10. We do have to leave all our stuff because all of our things.
This is where we leave you.
Yeah, we'll see you after.
See ya.
Hello.
We're back.
We did it.
I'm very cold.
A man named Ryan
Lied to us.
He lied to us. He said you don't get very wet on this.
Ryan,
that was a lie, Ryan.
He thought it would be funny, haha.
He also told us right before it started going that it went upside down.
And for people who don't know, I
We
got nervous.
didn't know, Ryan. Ugh.
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan. All right, we are headed to get our treat here at Volcano Bay, and then unfortunately, we're saying goodbye to Universal and hello to Disney World, as we still have 5 parks to get to today, and it is already 12:56. It's 1 p.m. There is a famous treat here at Volcano Bay. It's the Waturi ice cream cone. It is a multi-flavor ice cream cone. Unfortunately, it's sold here at Ice Cream Kona, which is currently closed. So, change of plans. We're here at Waka Waiwai Eats. This is Taste of the River. They've got a number of things, but since we couldn't get our iconic ice cream, we are going for the jerk shrimp mac and cheese. Both Emma and I like rubbernecked this as we walked by earlier because it sounded so good. So that's what we're gonna go for our iconic eat here. We're gonna choke it down pretty quick though because we do have many parks to do, and it's now past 1 p.m. So here we have the jerk shrimp mac and cheese. As you can see, it's got shrimp, it's got huge shells covered in cheese. There's even cheese like sprinkled on top of the cheese sauce. Peppers in there. It looks absolutely amazing. It smells amazing. I wish YouTube had smell-o-vision so you could smell this with us here today. There's a pigeon. Really good mac and cheese. The shrimp definitely tastes a little like fishy, shrimpy, but the cheese is super creamy. The shells are amazing and they're catching a ton of the cheese in there. Little touch of spice, like a nice peppery spice that's kind of mild. And the like creamy cheese sauce mixed with the breadcrumbs on top. Really, really, really awesome. I'd absolutely get this again. I think it's a little heavy for swimming in the pool all day, but it's so good I almost don't care. We are headed to the front of the park, speed walking kind of.
Back to the shuttles.
Back to the shuttles that we then have to take to the car that we can then drive to Disney World.
Can we just stay here?
I wish.
I would love to stay here.
Both Emma and I have actually loved our very brief time at Volcano Bay. Like,
The vibes are just wonderful.
yeah, way better than a Disney water park. The kind of like the food that we just had was amazing. The rides are way cooler. I mean, just kind of from a cursory glance. So we definitely want to come back here. Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see a best day ever for Volcano Bay. But in the meantime, we got a challenge to do, and our time is not on our side. Returning. Goodbye, Tapu Tapu. Goodbye, Volcano Bay.
Bye, Volcano Bay.
Goodbye, Universal. And hello, Disney World. All right, we have once again snafu'd. We walked to the wrong side of the buses. It's on the other side. So if you go left coming out of Volcano Bay, you will find the buses that head to the theme parks directly to that bus transportation station we showed you earlier, as well as the resorts. We need to head back to the parking deck. So we have to go right, which we didn't read the very obvious sign. And that's on us, truly. But sometimes you eat jerk shrimp mac and cheese, and then you can't read anymore. Oh yeah, that was really obvious. All right, we didn't even have to wait for the shuttle. It was 6 minutes each way, so super easy, the shuttle to Volcano Bay. And look, my car.
White cheddar. There she goes. That's the volcano.
That's how close to the highway is.
That's incredible. We're starting to run into the dreaded I-4 traffic. How are you feeling, Miss Driver?
I'm feeling traffic. Basically, if you're gonna drive on I-4 during the daytime, you're gonna hit traffic. Orlando locals avoid it like the plague, but it's the fastest way to get between Universal and Disney, even with all this traffic, according to Google Maps. So,
Well, thanks Google Maps, I guess.
here we are. We're gonna stop on the
Look,
highway
oh, there it goes.
randomly at 2:05 p.m. on a Tuesday.
And for what? Disney
We
World.
made it.
Finally back home.
Not even halfway done with the number of parks we have to get.
Shush. We cannot go play mini golf today.
I like mini golf.
We have parked. We finally made it to Blizzard Beach. What did you bring?
My Blizzard Beach towel.
When did you get a Blizzard Beach towel?
My business.
Fair. All right, here we are. Disney's Blizzard Beach. Hello. We're finally here.
One water park to another.
Oh, great.
We've gone from Volcano Bay to Blizzard Beach.
What choices we have made.
All right, we're here at Blizzard Beach. As you can see, it's about as empty as Volcano Bay was. Water parks, not popular in the winter, despite the warmth. It is now what, probably 80 degrees, 75?
Oh, I was gonna tell you the time.
I want to know the temperature.
I could not tell you.
Okay.
77.
It's 77, so that's, I mean, in most states, that's water park weather. Here, it's just a little cooler. As you can see, there's Summit Plummet. The story of this water park is that there was a freak snowstorm in Florida. Immediately, they jumped on and they were like, we're gonna make the first ski resort in Florida, built it. Unfortunately, once that snowstorm passed, well, the snow started to melt, and that's when you visit, is at the melty ski resort of Blizzard Beach.
That is morbid.
They're having a good time. They're fine. Olaf would love it here.
Olaf would.
And in fact, Olaf does love it here now because they have actually added a frozen overlay to the kids section here at Blizzard Beach at Tykes Peak, where you can see Anna and Elsa. Actually, you've never been here, and we have to go see Anna and Elsa. I know that we're in a challenge and that we need to go ride the most popular rides in the park, but hypothetically, we also need to go see Anna and Elsa. It's actually a tie for most popular attraction in this park, which means we're overachievers. And we're splitting up and doing both, also because Emma's horrified of heights.
I'm very scared.
The most popular ride in this park is Summit Plummet. This is a 120-foot tall water slide where your body will reach speeds of 60 miles per hour. That is almost as fast as Test Track. It is faster than Tron Light Cycle Run, the newest attraction in Magic Kingdom, but it's just your body going down the slide, no car. It's the third tallest and fastest freefall slide in the world, and very, very popular. You can see how fast that person's coming down right now, 40 miles an hour. I will be tackling Summit Plummet. There are some other popular rides that Emma, who is afraid of heights, is going to tackle for us. But she's gonna get me tackling Summit Plummet and see how fast I go.
Please remain seated. The chairman will resume.
There she goes. She's stuck. And it's very funny to watch her. Just kicking her little feet. And she's so pale, she's glowing. Oh, it was her! 42. You did it! She did it!
42 miles an hour.
That was pretty sick. How do you feel?
Wet.
Fair.
It's so fun. I highly recommend, if you like a thrill, I highly recommend Summit Plummet. It's so scary. The first time I was up there, I'm not scared of heights, I was scared, but it's very fun. I could see all of the rest of the parks that we have to do today from up there.
You're joking.
I could see Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom
From up
from
there?
up there.
No.
And then I slid down with just my body.
No, thank you.
So what's the other most popular attraction?
Lazy River, baby.
Of course it is. All right, two different types of people. Summit Plummet for me, a total blast. Not for Emma, but there is one that is equally as popular as Summit Plummet, an attraction here at Blizzard Beach, and that is the Lazy River. Cross Country Creek circles the entire park. You can actually use it to get around. There are stops around the park, so you can grab a tube and sort of get around. It is slow, so definitely do it if you're being leisurely. But Emma is gonna hop in the Lazy River to knock off her tick, because I am not gonna make her go 120 feet in the air and free fall on a body slide.
And that's why you're my friend.
Yes, because I like you. I don't want you to cry.
I would cry. That was the first thing she said. She was like trying to convince me. She's like, yeah, no, you might like it. Then she gets down and she goes, yeah, you'd cry at the
You'd
top."
cry. You would cry at the top. Polar Bear Landing. It was nice knowing you. How was your Lazy River experience?
Quite relaxing and funny.
There was no one in that river.
And then one kid who we did somehow manage to collide.
Oh, you did collide with the one child. All right, well, those are the most popular rides here at Blizzard Beach. There are a lot of really fun slides here as well. You can check out our must-dos of Blizzard Beach on the channel to see more about them. We can certainly do a best day ever here as well if you would like to see it. But for now, we've got to eat one of the most iconic snacks here. And unfortunately, it is not the refillable beer cups. All right, we got the half dozen mini donuts. You can also get them in a dozen. For a little over $1, you can also get chocolate, vanilla, or raspberry dipping sauce, but we went without because they do come with sugar on them, and they're super tasty little balls of fried dough, so I'm ready. These ones have definitely been sitting for a minute, but I don't mind at all. They're still so good, so doughy. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. The sugar is the perfect addition to it. These are killer. And you can only get these at Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard Beach in Disney World. So, they're just a must-get when you're at the water parks. Speaking of Typhoon Lagoon, that would technically be our 9th park today, except Disney for the past few years has only had one water park open at a time. So, Blizzard Beach is only open right now. Typhoon Lagoon is not. So,
Works out in our favor though.
it does. It means that's one less park for us to do. Now with the way our lightning lanes and
virtual queue are laid out for the rest of the day. We are going to be driving between each park. Disney transportation is of course an option to hop as well. We'll talk a little bit about it in specifics. Here at Blizzard Beach, if you're going to use Disney transportation, it's going to be a bus, and in most instances, you're going to have to take a bus to Disney Springs and then transfer at Disney Springs to wherever you want to go. As a note, Disney Springs does not have buses to the park, so that will typically be back to your hotel. My recommendation is if you are going between Blizzard Beach and the parks, no matter which direction, I would take a ride share. It's going to be a lot less time than taking a bus to Disney Springs, taking a bus from Disney Springs to a hotel, and then taking a bus to the parks, or the opposite direction, doing the exact same thing. Should we have brought our change of clothes into Blizzard Beach?
I think what happens in the Blizzard Beach parking lot stays in the Blizzard Beach.
I've heard
parking
that.
lot.
I've heard that what happens in the Blizzard
Yeah,
Beach
I didn't even come up with that saying. Like that's
the thing. So if
thing.
you change clothes in the Blizzard Beach parking lot,
Which we didn't.
we didn't. Like,
That'd be
yes,
crazy.
should have brought our clothes into the theme park, but that's unrelated
to
to
what
the
we were
statement
discussing
about
now.
things not happening in the Blizzard Beach parking lot.
Yeah. So I wouldn't.
Anyway, we gotta make it to Epcot, so let's go, I guess.
I'm not putting my shoes on.
No, I mean, because we changed in a reasonable place.
Where normal
A
people
normal
change.
place that someone would change in.
All right, we are walking into Epcot from the parking lot. We're parked in the very back of the parking lot because it is that time of day. So originally we were thinking about maybe going to Epcot second to last so that we could monorail the Magic Kingdom to save some time, since if you're on the monorail you don't have to go through security. However, because of the Guardians factor and us wanting to get a virtual queue, the only way to get a virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy is if you have a park reservation for Epcot, if you want that 7 a.m. poll like we got this morning, or if you are in Epcot by 1 p.m., which just wasn't going to be possible today. So Epcot is our first park so that we can hop in and be able to hop out to the other parks. Soon, annual pass holders will not be required to have a park reservation after 2 p.m. Epcot, our first Disney theme park of the day, and the second theme park that Disney opened here in Florida, themed to be sort of a few different pavilions. There is the Future World section, or formerly known as Future World, that is now World Discovery, World Nature, and World Celebration. Then there's also World Showcase, where you can kind of travel around the world. We are headed to the newest roller coaster here in Epcot. It is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Immensely popular. It is an omni coaster where you can turn 360 degrees while on it. You'll get one of 6 different songs, unless you're here for the holiday overlay. I have a curse where I always get Disco Inferno. I've broken it one time, and otherwise keep getting Disco Inferno. So hopefully we don't get Disco Inferno today, but we'll see. And hopefully we can get on it, because we are going to have to talk to customers about our situation since it is well past our virtual queue time. And hopefully they can make an accommodation for us. We're going to ask nicely, and if we can't get on it, we might have to make an adjustment, which could be a big issue for us, so we'll see.
I think that could be the nail in our coffin.
That could certainly be the nail in our coffin. All right, here we are at Guardians of the Galaxy. And hopefully we get to head in. They could accommodate us right now. Again, that is not a guaranteed. If you miss your virtual queue, it is not a guaranteed. But if something has gone wrong, if you have a dining reservation, speak to cast members, see if they can help.
It just never hurts to ask.
Never hurts to ask, as long as you are polite and nice. Yes. The line's a little long, but hopefully it doesn't hold us up too much. We got Iran.
Thank goodness.
Yes,
No
Iran.
Disco Inferno.
No Disco Inferno. Iran is actually both of our least favorites of the 6. My favorite is Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
My favorite currently is Conga. I still have yet to get my actual favorite song, which is September.
Yeah, but one day she'll get it.
Maybe one day. That's
Oh,
my curse.
Iran was both of our least favorites. It's now a little bit better for me than Disco Inferno, just because I keep getting
all the
Disco
time.
Inferno. Can't stop boogieing. But that ride is just a blast. It's certainly a must-do, whether you do it like we did with the virtual queue, or buy an individual lightning lane, or both to ride it 2 times in one day. Absolutely worth doing. It is so much fun. We are now in the unfortunate circumstance of being in Epcot, where all of the iconic treats are in World Showcase. So we're headed to get one of the most famous and controversial snacks here in Epcot, the school bread, or shul bread, from Norway's bakery. But we gotta get to Norway first. We also are both at our wall, for sure. And we need a Coke.
Me?
That's better.
It's nice, good sweet bread with what I think is probably nutmeg or maybe cinnamon in it.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. It's been a long day. I would say nutmeg and cinnamon in it, and then I really like the cream inside with the flakes of coconut on top. I normally don't like coconut, and if you have a hard time with this texture, you will not be able to enjoy this at all, in my opinion, because it is such an overwhelming flavor and texture. But I like it. I think it's a good sweet snack that is not overly sweet, and I also think it's very shareable.
This one is very controversial though, mostly because of that coconut texture. I am not a shredded coconut texture person, although I think it's light enough on this and it's toasted, so I have a bit easier of a time. But it's definitely, some people consider it the worst and some people consider it the best. So, school bread.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm middle of the road.
You're middle of the road? That's not allowed.
It is. I invented it just right now.
Oh. Congrats. Also, just as an update, our individual lightning lane for Flight of Passage is starting right now. Let's go. We gotta make it over there within the hour. So for Guardians, we did use that virtual queue this morning, which you can book from the My Disney Experience app starting at 7 a.m. For our next two major rides, to avoid what could be 2-hour waits, we'll see what their current wait times are, but my guess is they're probably going to be around 2 hours. Between 90 minutes and 2 hours would be my guess at this time of day. We did go ahead and purchase the individual lightning lanes for these two attractions. In Animal Kingdom, that is Flight of Passage. Each park has one individual lightning lane option. These are rides that are not included with Disney Skip the Line offering Genie Plus, and instead the lightning lanes are sold for a separate gate-based fee. So we went ahead and snagged Flight of Passage this morning and Rise of Resistance as well. At Park Open, resort guests can book those at 7 a.m. So if you're a resort guest, you can do that a little earlier. But luckily, there were still some available for us when the parks opened while we were at Universal this morning. Man, that was today.
Today?
Yeah. Volcano Bay was not that long ago either. That feels like it was like a week ago.
I think I just associated.
Yeah, this is hard.
Look at that beautiful sunset. 5:52. We are pulling up to Animal Kingdom.
Our lightning lane's in 28 minutes.
Oh, we've got plenty of time. Then we're gonna get us a little savory snack, and then we're gonna go to 2 more parks, and we're gonna have a mental breakdown.
Nope. Nope. We are so running late for our lightning lane. You're so. We can go back. You look really sad.
We'll get on the way out.
Okay, fair. We are headed to our lightning lane at Flight of Passage. Individual lightning lanes, luckily, do have a 15-minute grace period at the end of them. So we are running in on 2 wheels here. We're not running. We're walking briskly because you can't run in Disney World. Do we?
Yeah, it's only 6:05.
Oh, it's only 6:05?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, even if we were running a little later, which we might because I have to go see the anteater, then we're going to see the anteater.
You can look at her as you walk. If
I
can't get coffee for physical survival, we can wave at her.
I need the anteater for physical survival.
No.
Wait, is that her or is that a rock?
It's a rock.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think it's actually a tree stump.
There we have the Tree of Life, which you're walking right past and heading to the left into Pandora World of Avatar, themed to the Avatar franchise. Flight of Passage is one of the 2 attractions here in Pandora. It is a simulator attraction where you fly on the back of a Banshee through the Valley of Moora, which is part of the planet Pandora. It's a very beautiful ride. It does actually feel like you're flying for a lot of people. People are cautioned against it if they're afraid of heights for this reason. It's very, very popular. Typically has an hour plus long wait. We'll see what it has right now before we head in. If we didn't grab this individual lightning lane this morning, that wait could have put us over this evening. So I'm very glad that we were able to do that for this and Rise of the Resistance. But it's a super cool ride. I cried the first time I rode it. I hear that from a lot of people. Yeah, like it's just like, I didn't even care about Avatar, but the storytelling, the storytelling on the ride, the beauty that you're seeing, it's very like emotional. So I definitely think worth trying out. Just a heads up with this one, the ride vehicle cannot accommodate some body types. So if you have any concerns about that, typically larger people might have some trouble, or if you have sizable calves, or if you're especially tall, you might want to check with a cast member at the
front entrance to the ride, and they will let you try out a tester seat so that you can see if you'll be accommodated before you wait in a very long line to find out you will not be. Sure enough, an 80-minute wait, almost an hour and a half for Flight of Passage at this time. Mysteriously, it smells like apple cider in here, or cookies. But we walked right up to the front. It took us about 2 minutes to walk up here. And that's the beauty of the paying money. The not so beauty, the paying the money. We rode Flight of Passage, we loved it. The smells were so strong on our ride this time.
It was crazy. Even the effects, like the wind and the mist.
And it was
really
like literally both of us were like, I don't know if our bikes were just really good or our room was really good. We were in room B3. I don't know if our room was just really good or if they kind of juiced them, because we were like, that was a really great ride.
We looked at each other and immediately knew.
Yeah.
We both had been thinking the same thing.
We'd both been through something.
Yeah, we had an experience.
We've been through a Flight of Passage today. All right, we just realized that this park does close in 10 minutes. So we are now swinging into Satu'li Canteen for our iconic snack in this park, which are cheeseburger pods. Satu'li Canteen is the quick service in Pandora. It is actually my favorite quick service in Disney World. I absolutely love it. I love the bowls here. One of the iconic eats here is a snacky serving / meal serving called cheeseburger pods. They're very popular. They're little bao buns that are cheeseburgers, and they're pretty tasty. I think they need more cheese. My favorite trick for them is to ask for a little bit of sauce for dipping, which is certainly what we will be doing. But that's our iconic snack in this park. All right, so we got the cheeseburger pods. They do have an adults version and a kids version. The kids version comes with just one cheeseburger pod. The adults comes with more slaw, more of the chips. But you've got these beautiful house-made chips, this beautiful slaw that does have popping pearls on it. I actually really like it. Both of us really like the slaw. The cheeseburger pods, again, a little dry, but it is no extra charge to ask for some of the dressings and sauces. This is the black bean vinaigrette, this is the chimichurri or the green onion one, and this is the creamy herb, which is my favorite to eat with the cheeseburger pods. All three of these are a great way to make sure your cheeseburger pods are a little less dry. But I have to say, I prefer the bowls here. They're just a little less iconic than the pods.
I prefer the bowls. I think they're more flavorful and exciting, especially for theme park food. But I think these are great if you're wanting to try something different, but with safe flavors.
Yes.
If you've ever had a Crystal's cheeseburger, I think that's exactly what these taste like. They're not my favorite. I agree with Quincy. I wish there was a little bit more cheese, maybe even some more pickles, things like that. But I do think they're good, and I think a lot of kids really enjoy these because they are more adventurous, but safe flavors. Same for adults, and I enjoy them. They're just probably not my favorite here.
Yeah, I find them to be a little on the dry side, and when I hear cheeseburger pods, I want melty cheese pulling all through this, and that's just not what you get.
No.
I'd rather go to the largest White Castle location just down the road and get White Castle cheeseburgers for this kind of vibe. And the bowls here are so amazing that they really are my preference. However, I think these are worth trying once.
Agreed.
Some people absolutely adore them, so
You should find out where you stand.
where you stand. All right, we are in the car, about to head off to Hollywood Studios. We still have 2 more parks. It is almost 8 p.m. I feel like we're gonna do it, but there definitely could still be some hiccups. Things could get dramatic.
Yeah.
And also we're failing in our functions because we are no fry bucket.
We're no fry bucket, but I have some luck who's been with us all day.
Are you serious?
Well, he gets really sunburned, so I wanted to. He's been with us though.
Oh my god. Why are you just not telling me this? Okay, fair enough. Fry Bucket did make an attempt at riding all of the rides in Disney World before she could sleep, which is just not something that Emma and I would do. You can watch that video on the channel. It's amazing. She's so cool.
So impressive, for real.
But that's not for us. We are losing it, and it's we've only been up since 4 a.m. for Emma, 5 a.m. for me, so...
That is true. All right. 8 o'clock on the dot. We've made it to Hollywood Studios. Okay, we have made it into Hollywood Studios. We have our lightning lane. It is ready to go, but we need to pick up the pace a little bit because we have to do our lightning lane and have a snack, and the park closes in like
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Rise to Resistance is a 20-minute attraction. So everything's good.
It's gonna be great.
All right, we have here the carrot cake cookie. This is a famous treat here in Hollywood Studios, perhaps the most famous. It is too soft, like it's kind of more like a whoopie pie. It's too soft, sort of cakey pieces of carrot cake with a little bit of filling in the middle. Very good if you like carrot cake. It's very sweet
And this was originally a treat from Writer's Stop, which is no longer in existence here at Hollywood Studios. Was very, very famous at the time, has seen some changes since then. But this is the current iteration.
Take it back, you shady lady.
I don't want to now.
You've been flopping it.
There's a reason this is famous. It's not really anything like a cookie. It's definitely more carrot cake. It's not really anything like a whoopie pie, even though that's what it looks like. It's basically 2 pieces of cake. Like, my fingers are stuck to it because it's cake that I'm holding in my hand. With cream cheese filling. It's really moist, really delicious carrot cake. There's actual chunks of like sweet, like caramelized deep carrots in there. It's killer. If you like carrot cake, you like this. It is definitely shareable. This thing is huge. Super sweet, but it also comes in a little box. So it's really easy to toss in your bag and take home. Which is probably what we'll be doing. We snacked a lot today.
Thank you.
Disney Movie Magic, which is one of the nighttime spectaculars, is starting here. There aren't a ton of people out watching it, so if you want to see that one, you definitely don't have to stake out. That's because most people are at Fantasmic. You know what? Isn't Fantasmic technically the most popular attraction here?
Go watch Fantasmic.
We better go see Fantasmic. Just kidding. Rise of Resistance is the most popular, as evidenced by its still 70-minute wait, almost at park close, within an hour of park close. So luckily, we got that lightning lane because that would for sure cause some issues for us.
Unconfirmed. I think Rise of the Resistance is down. We have just walked around the corner. I see a huge group and not a line.
So here's the situation. Rise is down.
Park closes in 20 minutes.
Park closes in 20 minutes. The guest relations cast members outside are saying it may come up or it may not, and they're encouraging people to go enjoy the rest of the park, which is not a great sign.
And with 20 minutes left in the park, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it could come up, but we don't know.
So we do have our individual lightning lane for this one. If it does not come back up, the app should automatically populate a redemption for any other ride in the park.
It hasn't happened for us yet.
It has not happened, so we are going to give it about 5 minutes. If it's not automatic, we will go talk to the guest relations cast members and see what the sitch is.
Because either Rise is going to come up in those 5 minutes and we'll ride it, or it won't, and we want an experience redemption to be able to use on another very popular ride, so our challenge is dead in the water. Because if we have to do a wait at this time, at this point in the challenge,
we're done.
If we have to wait for Slinky Dog, it's over.
All right, we got a Slinky Dog Dash. We ended up just talking to a cast member because the app would not update.
Yep.
So
They
Slinky
had
Dog.
guest experience cast members stationed in front of Rise of the Resistance. They were telling anyone with an individual lightning lane to speak to the people in the blue jackets.
Yeah.
It is handled on a case-by-case basis. They are there to make the situation right for you. So please, please, please be polite. These cast members have nothing to do with when the rides break down, and they're just trying to make sure that you have a good night still.
Yeah.
They were offering
refunds.
For us, we just asked if we could perhaps have an experience redemption. He said for this park. We said yes. He said, what ride would you like? We said Slinky Dog, which is not typically one that's included in experience redemptions. And he was like, absolutely. And just put on both of our tickets that we have an experience redemption for Slinky Dog.
But now we have 10 minutes to get there.
And this
So we need to hurry.
All right, here it is, Slinky Dog Dash. There's actually still a 50-minute wait while we are here about 7 minutes before the parks close. If you have not had the chance to check out Slinky Dog is a roller coaster fit for families where you get to ride on Slinky Dog's back from Toy Story and go through an entire coaster that Andy built himself. It's pretty cool. It's actually one of my favorites, but it is definitely one of the most popular attractions in all of Hollywood Studios.
Oh my gosh.
Ryan's belt.
No, it isn't. I don't know what you're looking at. The stars. We did it.
There's fireworks.
We did Slinky Dog.
It's 9:04. Park is closed. That was dramatic.
Rise did not open back up, so good choice.
We've done 7 theme parks today, friends.
One more.
One more to go.
All right, we
go to
have
Epcot?
No, we've already been. We're here at the TTC. TTC, it's the Ticket and Transportation Center. If you haven't had the chance to make it over here, this is where you're going to come if you're coming to Magic Kingdom or Epcot, and you're gonna hop on the monorail, ferry boat, or buses to get to either of those locations. And luckily for us, we're headed to Magic Kingdom.
Our 8th park
Our last stop of the
in
night.
one day. My stomach hurts.
I'm so sleepy.
That's the train
I
station.
don't see it.
Well, you didn't have your head up. We're here.
Oh, we're here at our 8th park of the day.
Don't remind me at this point. All right, we have made it. It is 9:54. I just checked wait time. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is looking about 80 minutes right now.
Oh,
We have an hour until the park is closed. So in my opinion, I think we do small snack and then hop in line.
here we are with our iconic Magic Kingdom snack, corn dog nuggets. We have these an awful lot because they are truly iconic. They are our team's, one of our team's absolute favorites, a lot of people's favorites. As a bonus, you can get a little cup of cheese for $1, which is great with the corn dog nuggets, great with the fries. Emma's laying down. Hey, we have a challenge to do this. You're gonna eat these corn dog nuggets, you're gonna like it.
This is filling me up to be able to ride one more ride.
All right, we have arrived at Seven Dwarfs Mine Train with time to spare. It is 10:30. We still have to make it on the ride for it to count. That's what we're gonna do as our big finale on this challenge. But I think we have a success.
I think we have completed the challenge.
I think so as well. 40-minute posted wait, which is pretty wild to see. 30 minutes before close. Typically this one spikes.
It was about, I want to say it was 70 or 80 when we first got here.
Yeah. Hi.
Good choices were made.
Yeah, so it was good that we had our snack first. And hopefully it won't even be that long, but we'll certainly see. Now we have time to spare, but you can get in line at Disney attractions until 1 minute before close. So tonight the park closes at 11. You can get in line at 10:59 p.m. and you will still get to ride that ride. It's really awesome because if you do that, oftentimes the lines are a lot shorter and you do get to leave the park after a lot of other people, after a good chunk of people, which could mean some really great photos on your way out. But we have time to spare, so we might even be off of this before the park closes.
I'll get 2 cups.
Yeah, that was a real, as I was saying it, I was like, I'm being unrealistic. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs themed roller coaster here in Fantasyland. It is a swinging coaster, so the cars swing as you're in the mine cart. There's a really cool indoor portion where you see the dwarves in the mine. You get to drive past their cottage and see Snow White dancing. You get to see the Evil Queen. Lots of really cool stuff, so this is a very fun, incredibly popular ride, most popular ride in Magic Kingdom. We'll see if it stays that way when Tron Light Cycle Run opens in April.
We did it! I'm so tired.
8 theme parks in one day. Not only that, but the most popular ride in every single one.
Yeah, and a snack.
Yes. This was an endeavor. It felt like a gauntlet today.
Was crazy. I don't know, I knew we would do it. I did not realize how tired I would be.
Yeah, that's what we really struggled with. And honestly, I felt in a lot of times that this was a little too easy.
Yeah, there were like moments that we were like kind of sitting.
We would like sit in the car, or like the fact that we had time to grab coffee, or like actually sit and enjoy our food. We took a little bit of a break at Volcano Bay, like waiting for our line, and it wasn't stressful. Like that kind of stuff. Like this was a very easy challenge, and it just makes me want to try it, but harder.
I was scared she was gonna say that.
Here's my thing: is what can we do? Can we go to more theme parks? Where could we go? Maybe we do the same thing.
Faster.
We do it faster. Maybe we do a time trial. How quickly can we ride the most popular rides in Orlando? Maybe we do every Universal and Disney theme park, but we have to ride 3 of the most popular rides at each park.
No way that's possible.
I think we could do it.
Even I would say no.
Where's Optimism Emma?
She is an hour ago.
Let us know what variation on this challenge you would like to see. This was overly easy for us. We are gloating right now.
We are
gloating
right now.
It was too easy for us. So let us know how we can make this harder.
We need a real challenge.
We're ready to take this on. We crossed the country to go to a certain amount of Disney parks.
Yeah.
What would you like to see challenge-wise? How can we juice this one? Let us know in the comments.
We go back in time and invent Disney. Ultimate challenge. Oh. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.
Now go watch us attempt to go to all 6 Disney parks in the United States in one day.
We'll see you there.